The Virginia Tech massacre happened a few weeks ago when a crazed gunman charged through the halls with guns blazing and killed everyone out of sight. I believe there was 33 people dead, including the gunman, who died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. My thoughts, prayers, and heart goes out to the families of the people who died, and to those in mourning right now. Thank you, and God bless you all. Now, that being said, this may sound horrible, but when I heard this on the news with my buddies, we all thought the same thing. We all wondered when Jack Thompson was going to get on his high horse and talk about video game violence. Now, to those who don't know who Jack Thompson is, let me elaborate it for you. He's a lawyer who specializes in wrongful death suits involving video game violence. Let me repeat that in terms that everyone can understand. He's a lawyer who makes up bullshit excuses as to why kids are so violent. Now, it's funny how he always seems to be at the right place at the right time whenever a school shooting occurs. And I think I found out how he does this. Every morning when he gets up, before he counts his money, he looks in the morning paper and looks for a headline that has the words "school and shooting" in it in the same sentence. And when he does, he burns it because since he's a pompous asshole, he doesn't care about recycling. And he takes out his handy-dandy list of violent video games, closes his eyes, waves his finger around like he's picking his ass, and he points it to a random game, and boom! That's the game he blames. Now, this is the only method I can think of when he was picking the games that he blamed for this killing, because the games that he chose are Counter-Strike and, get this, Super Columbine Massacre, a fan-made RPG that isn't made by any known video game developer. It's a fan-made RPG made using the program RPG Maker, and you can download it pretty much everywhere. These are totally different games with totally different genres, and they're not even realistic at all. I mean, Counter-Strike, what's that going to teach you? That you can fly and that you can go through walls using elite hacks, and that you could still win a battle even if you're stabbed in the head 50 times? And somebody, please tell me, how the fuck is an RPG going to teach you how to kill people? What, is it going to teach you to hit someone and then wait 5 seconds for them to hit you back? Is it going to teach you that if you take even one step toward your right, you can enter a random battle? Is it going to teach you that if you kill someone, you should jump and dance to joy to cheesy fanfare music? I mean, what the hell is an RPG going to teach you? You might as well be blaming World of Warcraft. Jack Thompson has been pulling this shit since the very beginning, since Mortal Kombat came on the shelves. He's been an advocate for stopping video game violence for years. I mean, get this. He tried to ban Super Mario Brothers. I am not making this shit up. He tried to ban Super Mario Brothers because he thought that it would be teaching kids that it would be okay to jump on pets. Jack Thompson is a piece of shit. He is rude. He is stupid. There are so many words I can use to describe him, but let me tell you two things that he does that really irritates me. One, if everybody knows that video games don't do shit to you unless you're like extremely, extremely young. And but listen, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since it came out, since I was like 5. I haven't killed anyone, I haven't done anything. In fact, if you email Jack a question like, "Hey Jack, what about the people who've been playing video games for years and nothing happens to them?" You know, something simple and legitimate like that. You want to know how he responds? He calls you a pod-headed gamer, and he tells you to go slit your wrists to rid the world of your kind. And another thing, everybody knows his infamous modest proposal. I think it was about 3 pages. It was a 3-page speech, correct me if I'm wrong, where he makes, well, a modest proposal. He asks any video game developer to create a game where a vengeful father seeks revenge for his son who was killed by another kid who played violent video games by going through EB Games and all kinds of other game stores with different sorts of weapons and having it as violent as possible. And if a video game developer did make that game, Jack Thompson would donate $10,000 to that developer's choice of charity. Well, guess what? Somebody did that. Thompson Soft. an independent game developer who made I'm Okay, a game where you're that same vengeful father who kills people. They send a beta version to Jack Thompson. And did Jack keep his word? Did he donate? Fuck no. He didn't keep his word because he's Jack Thompson. He's an asshole who lies. You want to know what he says in response as to why he didn't donate? He says, well, I was just kidding. I didn't think anyone would take it seriously. Well, dumbass, you just wrote 3 pages about it. Of course people are going to take you seriously, you dipshit. And let me tell you something about Jack Thompson. He doesn't give 2 shits about the people who died or the families of the people who died in the Virginia Tech Massacre. All he cares about is himself, money, power, and votes. You want to know why he attacks video games? He can't just say, oh, maybe we should blame the parents. No. He can't just say, well, maybe this dumbass was crazy to begin with. No. He attacks video games because they're the easiest target. He knows that if he does attack video games, he's going to get votes from all the soccer moms in America. And speaking of soccer moms, I just have to get this out. This happened a few years ago to me. I was at GameStop looking for a game to buy. And while I was browsing, I couldn't help but notice a conversation between a woman and the manager. She was about to buy her little son Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Clearly printed on it, M for mature. M for mature. They keep insisting her that maybe this isn't the right game for him. But no, she wants to buy it for her perfect little angel. A few days later, I go to return the game back because it just happened to be Showdown Legends of Wrestling. Shittiest wrestling game ever. And then, lo and behold, there she is, bitching and ranting at the manager for selling this game in the first place. I wanted to, I almost dropped my game, because if I had a free hand, I would have pimp smacked the hell out of her and said, well, you stupid bitch, quit ranting to them that for selling these games in the first place. They're just doing their job. You're the dumbass who decided to buy the game for your kid in the first place. It says M for mature for a reason, because kids like yours shouldn't be playing this game because it might, just might, screw them up. These are the same people who protest outside of game stores and demand that adult-only games be sold at porno shops. I'm not making this shit up. They said that they should be sold in the adult game sections of porno shops. Now, back to Jack Thompson. Jack Thompson is a disgrace of a human being. In fact, it's too nice to call him a human being, because he is a friggin' disgrace. I think it says in the Bible, a verse in the Bible that says, on the 8th day, God took a shit and called it Jack Thompson. That's where we get the term, holy jack shit. I just have one question to ask Mr. Thompson if he's watching this right now. Jack Thompson, do us all